Good morning, my name is Steve Rennie. Welcome to my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. On the last video I posted, my wife and I had just departed Santa Monica Airport for an adventure to the San Juan Islands up in the Pacific Northwest. Our original flight plan had us flying direct to Eugene, Oregon, which would have put us in the air for almost 4 hours. That turned out to be a bit optimistic, and it turned out that my wife and I were both getting a little itchy to land, so we decided to call an audible in flight and land in Redding, California.
8 Foxtrot's here, runway 34, clear to land.
3-4, clear to land, 8 Foxtrot's here. Okay, that's 2 whites, we're good.
Excellent.
After a brief pit stop to stretch our legs, have a cup of coffee, and take some fuel, we got back in the plane and departed for Orcas Island. 3 hours later, we were landing at beautiful Orcas Island to start our San Juan Islands adventure, hosted by Jason Miller. Now, for those of you who don't know Jason Miller, he's one of the top CFIs in the San Francisco Bay Area and also the host of a great podcast and YouTube channel called The Finer Points of Flying. But in addition to that, he also organizes some amazing flying experiences each year that take pilots to once-in-a-lifetime locations with a focus on safety, education, and fun. I first met Jason on one of those adventures last summer up in the Sierra Nevada mountains, and I can tell you, it's an experience I'll never forget.
Enjoy the view down here. Unbelievable.
As I mentioned, each adventure includes an emphasis on safety, and that includes lectures from professional pilots on how to survive the unexpected night out in the event of a forced landing. For our San Juan Islands trip, that included a lecture from the one and only Dr. Howard Donner about how to survive a forced landing on water. While the lessons were deadly serious, that doesn't mean you can't have a little fun while you learn.
You've got something to hold on to.
And speaking of unexpected fun, all of the pilots who come to Orcas Island were treated to a little bonus. We all got an opportunity to fly a float plane, which I'd never done or even considered previously. And I can't begin to tell you what a blast my wife and I had taking off and landing on water. But the real main attraction for me was the opportunity to spend 2 days flying around the beautiful San Juan Islands and into Canada. But the real main attraction for me and my wife was the opportunity to spend 2 days flying around the beautiful San Juan Islands and even into Canada. Each of the pilots who attend the Finer Point Adventures have their own CFI guide. On this trip, my wife and I were lucky enough to be flying with the boss. I've watched so many of Jason's flying lessons online, I already felt like I'd been flying with him forever, but now it was going to be real. Come along for the ride.
You got your seatbelt?
Yes.
Air conditioner as desired. I'll leave you in charge of that. What quantity we got it on the fullest.
Turning right.
Pump is in loose. Mixture is full rich. Flaps, let's go. Flaps 50. Confirm 50.
Got 50 here.
All right, good. Transponder, we're squawking.
6722.
Okay.
I love you're using the FMS. That's good.
Yeah. Pilot is disconnected. Not going to have any icing out of the box. Okay, let's go to our climb, rich at peak technique. Bang.
There it is.
Back to the boom and flight plan we don't have in today. We're going to take off on 16, so we're going to have to make a left turn to...
Yeah, we're going to go straight out. We're not going to follow that pink line straight away. Let's take off straight out, and we'll do a loop around to the left around Orcas Island, but like kind of like this. There, like... Take out and just kind of go around the mountain like that, and then plan to go on course.
Just to give us time to call in?
Yeah, and if we happen to get a hold of him right away, we can change the plan there. And for the takeoff briefing, right, we know the halfway point is that second taxiway. If we don't have 50, what did we say yesterday, 56 knots by the halfway point,
60, yeah.
we're going to abort We know the climb performance was good from yesterday. The winds are pretty much down pretty much down the runway. And 1,000 feet above our airport today is 1,000 feet, so that's good. I'm good for that.
Okay, and let's get to our quick break takeoff briefing. We're here 635 is caps available, 2,035 is best caps. We have an emergency on the runway. We're going to pull, if we don't get to that spot halfway down there,
okay,
we're going to pull power, apply brakes, abort to takeoff.
Okay.
If we have an engine failure at less than 635, we're going to pitch for 92.
Orcus traffic, Centurion 731. November Yankee is on the rollout, Orcus. We'll be clearing the runway here momentarily.
635 and 2035. We'll pull the parachute and land softly ahead. And over 2035, we should have some time to deal with it.
All right, sounds good.
Takeoff briefing complete.
Good.
Ready to go.
Eastbound traffic, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, taking runway 16 for straight out departure, eastbound.
Okay, so we want to be off between that 2 and the 1.
Yep. Let's do it.
Ready to go, Frank?
Ready.
All set.
Takeoff power in. No flaps till we're over those trees.
Yeah, let's just stick with what we got.
Some air here, get a little air blowing in here. 200 for 635. 300 for 635. Clear obstacles, flaps up. 440. 540. Caps available.
All right.
Okay, you want to start a turn or wait as we get out over this peak?
Seattle radio, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra on 122.3, over. You can level off anywhere here, 1500.
Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Sierra radio, go ahead.
Yes, sir, we'd like to activate a VFR flight plan for a scenic flight into Canada today. We've previously filed. You can start a right turn. We got a hold of him right away.
Sierra, roger. Flight plan is activated this time. Request we will flight at Sierra for mountain obscuration. Details on request. Port requested. And monitor Orcus Island automated weather for current altimeter. Squawk 6722 unless otherwise instructed by ATC.
Okay, roger that, and squawk 6722, thanks, 768 Fox Sierra. All right, good. Keep it a little lower than you thought originally. That's good. And now we can pick up the pink line on the forefoot. So,
get that modified.
but let's go around this mountain here. Okay, so now we're going to 119.1. This is Victoria Tower. Before we cross the border, 20 degrees to the right, I guess, coming around this peak.
Okay, make sure flaps are up. Airspeed is good.
Good. See how that has you going to intercept our pink line? Once you intercept it, we'll turn left.
3-1 Mike, thanks.
Victoria Tower, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra.
November 786. 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Victoria Tower.
Yes, sir. We are coming in from Orcus Island on a scenic flight today, squawking 6722 at 1,500 VFR, requesting permission to enter the airspace.
8 Foxtrot Sierra, squawk identity, altimeter 29er, and where are you off to, and what altitude?
In a moment here, we'll be direct Pender, and then up the shoreline to Gotok, and from there continuing up toward Armac, and just sort of following the shoreline at 1,500 if that's approved. Back down to 1,500, please.
8 Foxtrot Sierra, cleared through the zone as requested, 1,500. There is traffic off your right there, 230 position, and a mile and a half westbound, showing as a 182. Same altitude as you, type altitude on reference.
Okay, yeah, roger that. We see them on the scope, and we're looking for visual contact and approved into the zone. Thank you, 768 Foxtrot.
So we're turning to 259.
Down to 1500. He's on our altitude control, real tight.
Overhead.
And 1500, perfect. Nice.
You
You can go autopilot if you want. Boom. And then we can just sort of follow our line via heading.
Okay, got it.
Right, so you're right on the line now. Do you show that on yours too?
Yep.
Perfect.
Foxtrot Sierra, that previously mentioned traffic is behind you now, no conflict.
Roger that, 768 Foxtrot.
So now let me just go ahead and lean her up here a little bit.
Victoria Tower, Skylane 832.
A little to the left, I guess. Try 260 maybe.
And we're doing
265, whatever you need to hold that.
7127, and we're loitering here for spacing.
8 Mike Charlie, November 832 Mike Charlie Victoria Tower squawk cadet to altimeter 2999er. Same routing.
All right, welcome to Canada.
In Canada, sports fans.
We are definitely in Canada.
And getting the finer points from
they called it a control zone. We're definitely in Canada. So we're cleared to enter the zone. You know what's crazy about this route? You're going to see all sorts of logging operations. The Canadians are serious about cutting the trees. Like,
oh, yeah.
They float the logs up the channels. And
okay, so we're heading for Pender right now.
That's right. And
this is a new trick for me, not having my pink line on my Garmin here.
There you go. Well,
okay.
It keeps your head outside a little.
Yeah, no, this is good.
And it's a good thing because we're at a low altitude. We don't want to accidentally run into any of those hills.
No.
So when we get to Pender, it's going to be a right turn. And I think that's going to be before this terrain here at 12 o'clock.
So we got to anticipate about a mile-ish in front of there. But see, I got nothing here to tell me where the fuck I am, so I'm going to have to just eyeball it on here, right?
It's interesting. Yeah.
So the heading on Pender, though, is going to be from Pender to Gotok.
Yeah, ForeFlight should be able to tell you there.
296.
Yeah, 295 is what I have. Funny, it's where yours says 296. But yes, sounds about right.
Yeah, our first trip to Canada.
In here, yeah.
It's actually not our. We spent our honeymoon in Canada.
Oh, that's right. I take that back. Okay. My bad, hon.
He wants to forget it.
No, that was actually okay. We stayed at a hotel. There was no nothing. There was beavers, and the sun was up till midnight.
Wow, you were north up there.
Yeah.
We were in Banff.
I loved
Are
it.
you
3 on our squawk.
Nice, pretty, eh?
Unbelievable.
You gotta say A when you're up here. You say,
A.
You say it's nice, eh?
Routing is the rest of them.
Boot.
Boot.
It's about 3 miles up the road.
It's about 3 miles up the road.
300 now for cloud clearance. Is that all right for 534 kilo?
Jason, not to blow smoke up here. It's been a pleasure flying with you, dude.
Yeah, you too. This is great. It's what a treat to be in this machine, too.
I feel like I'm riding with the king.
That's
You're
good.
BB King. You're a blues guy.
999, everyone, Jazz o'clock.
Little to the right.
Yeah, 8 Fox here, no worries. While I got you, you are clearing my zone there. I'll terminate your radar service. And I do see one target, 11 o'clock, 5 miles southeastbound, showing as a Cherokee, 2,000 feet unverified. And you're cleared on it.
Okay, roger that. We'll be looking. Thank you, sir, and we'll see you on the way back. So we're good now. We're cleared en route. We're through the thick stuff, and now we're just sort of playing around. As long as we don't go into Nanaimo's circle, we don't talk to anybody else, really. We just kind of, we're cleared en route. Now, one of the major differences in Canada is we're going to keep this code. That's what Ryan said last night. He's like, if you don't remember anything else about what I said, don't squawk 1200.
Are we going over there?
2,500 traffic,
Should I put in
11 o'clock and 4 miles northwest.
Yeah, let's try it, see what it looks like.
Switch tanks here first.
Express 312 looking.
And I'd say we'll get as high as we can to go across.
Express 312, that's right.
Okay, so let's
3 Tango Zulu, just assure you are at 1,500 because there's traffic. You're 1 o'clock and 3 miles southbound, single order 2,000.
Give it a little
Traffic in sight, we're at 1,700, but we'll descend to 1,500, November 123 Tango Zulu.
3 Tango Zulu, thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to give it full power here. Mixer all the way full. I'm just going up. I normally go at flight level change, but I'm just going to go at vertical speed and keep an eye on everything here.
44 Kilo, you still, Dower, are you still with me?
Yes, 44 Kilo, still with you.
44 Kilo, Roger. Your transponder has gone off there, so I lost you on radar.
Keep going straight for a while.
Target clear my zone. I assume that's
up
you.
there ways on the other side of that. Well, not on the other side of that.
Kilo.
And Terminal 4 Kilo, I just want to ident, see if you see us by any chance, because we're showing receives on our transponder.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 Kilo, I'm not getting anything from your transponder whatsoever.
So we're going to go all the way to the mainland over there?
Yeah, if we want, go check it out. Ryan said that up in there, there's some cool mountain stuff to check out, and then we'll come back.
You can descend at your discretion. You are clearing my zone. Radar service terminates. Cleared 100.
We got
Clear 100. 6 Fox, thank you.
200 from 25.
House 108 at Samuel Island. Radar service terminates. Vancouver Tower 12565.
Well, if we go to the corner there, it looks like we're okay. But
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to let you be my navigator here.
That's basically the turn. So in about 1 mile, you're going to turn almost 90 degrees.
Did you copy?
Right where that seaplane is, that's our crossing. We're just going to go. This altitude feels better, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm just going to pull it back a little bit.
All right.
And then tell me when you want the heading. Where are we going to?
In about 5 seconds here. And you know what? We could even go a little higher if you want for this crossing. We can just bounce it up to 3. And I would turn now, let's see, to a heading of...
Let me get her going up here a little bit. 700 feet, give it some power.
355.
When we start to turn now?
Sure.
355.
Yeah, 54 per kilo.
So...
4 Kilo, you still with me?
If anything happens, but the engine's running well. All looking good, right?
Yep.
Everything's looking good. Temps are all looking good. One of the old greats, Richard Collins, always used to say, "An engine will tell you before it quits." If you're paying attention.
If you know what to look for.
If you know what to look for, yeah.
That's right. Okay, so now we're on we're heading for ITMAV.
Yeah, and you may, as you get close to this mountain here, just modify the course to the right as necessary to stay clear of the clouds.
I'm going to just hit it over there a little bit early.
Yeah, that's fine. Good, so that wasn't so bad.
No. So we're going to go over there, and then we're going to cross.
We're going to actually go left up a little bit, just see what it looks like. And we may come back just this very same way. Let's see what the clouds and stuff look like. We're pretty much clear of all the terminal airspace now.
Sure, Tango India, you're on Victoria Tower.
Ron, how much do we love having our navigator here?
I know, it's fantastic.
You're like a great caddy, dude. I
I'm
swear to
a
God.
tour guide.
You know, Tiger Woods had Stevie Williams.
You can tell me a lot about what a caddy does. It sounds like it's a more important role than I realized.
Yes, it's the manager of the player. I mean, it's mostly comfort zone. It's literally this. It's like, are we on the right track? You know, the caddy's like the final bit of conscience, but at the end of the day, pilot's call.
Wow. Did you see that shot that Tiger made from the bunker? It was a curve shot. He's behind a tree. And so he hits the ball with this curving arc, and then it hits the left side of the green and spins to the right, almost like 90 degrees when it hit. Got like a foot away from the puck.
He's an animal. Those are the guys, the equivalent of that in flying is that he knows the fundamentals, like you talk, get the speed over the wing, blah, 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 blah. It's all kind of the same at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then they go into the mode where they're seeing shots, and and almost instinctively they execute the technique to make that happen.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we go see where that water is at 12 o'clock and make a left turn around this little mountain, so we'll kind of just go in and see that. That looks like a fjord in there.
A fjord.
Tango Golf traffic at 10 o'clock and 2.5 miles.
There you go, just like that.
What is this over here?
What is this little area here, hon?
I don't know.
Well, my gosh, you can make a left turn out on the couch and you're
We
clear
got
takeoff
one
runway
minus 800 going this way.
Take off 09 to the left, my gosh.
So minus 36, so we're guys ahead of us, looks like.
Yeah, this is pretty in here.
Spectacular.
We're at 2,500.
Isn't that amazing? Look at these little towns.
Yeah.
This is mainland Canada on the right. Well, this is I guess it's an island, but if you keep going that way, it's mainland. These little ones are islands. And the only thing we have to worry about is like what happened to that last guy. Just don't fly into the clouds. But we're clear of all this terrain. I can see it on 4Flight's hazard advisor that all of these little peaks in front of us were above them.
So we're going to go up through this little fjord, then come around.
Yeah, and so maybe at some point here, angle a little bit to the right because we're going to end up making a left turn and just stay clear.
Oh, I figure we go around that little fjord and come back.
That sounds great.
Around the alley.
That's perfect.
So
let's go check it
here.
out. Yep. Yep. Look at all this, huh?
I think we can kind of go through there and then go over the top of this thing here. You getting some good shots there, hon?
Yeah.
You're getting this. I turned my phone. I was gonna say you're getting all this on film, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we're gonna be making a little left through the fjord.
Nice, through the fjord.
Through the fjord.
The fjordy.
Identified Discovery, altimeter 299er, northbound east quarter, 1,000 feet approved.
Wow, it's pretty over here.
So you were Chicago, so you've been to the Cab Metro and all that place.
I played the Cab Metro.
Oh, you played in the
I played the
band?
Vic Theater, man.
What did you play, guitar?
I was like Dave Matthews before Dave Matthews. I had a bunch of jazz guys who were into Steely Dan. I wrote like
Steely Dan.
folk songs basically, and they looked at it and said, "Yeah, let's soup this up a little bit." But we were pulling in about 1,200 people in our hometown.
What was the name of your band?
Cirrus. You know what? We were good. When our drummer quit, I wanted to go fly airplanes, and I couldn't see myself sitting in a van. I would sit in the van on tour reading flying books. At this point, I was like 25, and the drummer quit, and our music's really complicated. We're booked for a year out.
That's amazing in itself. But by the time I became a manager, I'd been a concert promoter for years. I had no illusions about being out on the road. And plus, I was older than Incubus, so it was always like having your dad on the road. It was like a buzzkill.
Right.
So I learned the fine art of you show up just often enough that they're happy to see you, never stay long enough where they ask you to get them a towel.
Yeah, nice.
And that was about a day and a half. Okay, so I keep tracking this way here?
Okay, thanks. He is down at 3,000 feet, Lima Alpha Charlie, 11
And
o'clock.
whenever you feel like we got that shoreline easily made, we can slip back down to 2,500. Actually, we should check with him. That's what Ryan said also, is that they don't like Americans who just sort of do their own thing.
I'm with him on that, by the way.
All right.
8 Fox here identified. Where are you going today?
Yes, sir. We'd like to follow the shoreline here, 2,500 down to Guyback, I believe is the intersection. Then we're going to make a right turn, cross the channel over to Armac, and work our way back down to Orcas Island.
We got
8 Fox here, Roger. There is VFR traffic at your 1230, 4 miles opposite direction. They're also at 2,500 feet, not verified.
We have that target in sight now. Thank you. 768 Fox Sierra.
Okay. 8 Fox Sierra, just be advised, you are outside of my airspace for another 5 or 6 miles. Stay on the frequency, but there might be traffic out there that I'm not talking to.
Roger that. Thank you. 768 Fox Sierra.
It's like maybe we should be getting lower to get under this shit.
Yeah, let's sorry. Victoria for 768 Fox Sierra, requesting 2,500 when able, 1,500 when able for VFR.
8 Fox Sierra, Roger, descend to 1,500 and you cleared en route frequency. See you cleared en route.
Okay, thank you, sir. Down to 1,500 and cleared en route. Thanks for the help today. 768 Fox Sierra. This is Orcas Island at 12 o'clock. I think you're almost headed right toward the airport.
So I got to make right base into,
yeah, it looks like it's going to be like, or long straight in, however you like it. So we're going.
Okay. All right, hon, this was fun.
It was amazing.
Back in there. Turn base here.
Oh. Eastbound traffic, Cirrus 768 Fox Sierra is turning 3 mile final, Orcas Island eastbound. There you go, that's a good angle.
Got around 30.
A little high maybe.
If I'm high, just pull a little power, right?
Yeah, power out. Just try to hold your airspeed, and use an aiming point. So if you want to hit the numbers, you aim for something in front of it, like the beach.
The dirt, right?
Yeah, or the dirt, or the chevrons.
And that's that little thing, keep that thing right at the top of my little fucking
using power. And pitch is for speed, and power will hold that point where you want it in the window.
Chubbury water traffic according to the west.
Back a little bit, we're a little fast still.
Let's go water.
There you go, good. Overall, though, I like this type of thing better than what you were doing yesterday.
Yeah, just give it a little power because it's getting a little low.
No, you're actually a little high still. There you go. If speed's low, pitch forward, and that's what will determine if you need to add power, right? You're getting a little slow. Good. There you go. Nice. That looks a lot better.
Start giving a little angle of attack there.
Good. Perfect. Nice.
Oh, hit it a little hard there. That was that felt smoother. I didn't get the nose up in time, but yeah.
And you were perfectly aligned that time, so even a hard landing doesn't feel awful if you're lined up.
I tell you this, not that you want to do it, but this Cirrus can take a little beating.
Yes. Yes, it can.
My apologies to all the Cirrus folks that go, Steve, that's not what we want our customers here. But damn, I get...